Listen to this.
My husband is my boss. My husband is number one. If my husband tells me, hey, sit down, I'll sit down. If he tells me you can't go out with your friends today, I'm not going to go out with my friends. If he says, hey, go wash this dish for me, I'm going to go wash the dish for him. I chose this man to be the king of my life, and yes, I agree with everything he says, and I do everything he says. And I did that because I chose this man. I put him in this position of my life, and this is how I honor and take care of and love the man in my life. So I tell women out there, you want a man in your life, you want to be happy, figure out what you would do when you are happy. Because I am happy. My husband does so many great things for me. And I would do that for him. I obey him, I respect him, and I let him be the man that he is. I chose a man that I wanted to follow. I chose someone to lead me, and that's why I will do anything for him. If he tells me jump, I'll jump. If he tells me sit down, I'll sit down. If he tells me go in the room or go up on stage, I will do either or.
I'm not going to subscribe to
All right.
sit down and you have to sit down.
It's not
What?
about that.
I'm
It's
a
about-
grown-ass woman. I pay my own bills and you're going to tell me what to do?
That's fine. You may not realize it, but a man does a whole bunch of shit for you that you don't know. He's watching the shows you want to watch. He's listening to you talk gossip about the girls at work. He's fucking going, yeah, I like that dress, that dress. He doesn't give a fuck about any of it. He's doing it for you.
See, that's the
But the
big
second
thing,
it's back the other way, you
Nah.
have some fucking issue with
He's
autonomy.
right.
It's
He's
bullshit.
right.
It's
Listen, yeah, he's right because women talk nonsense for a long
We-
time.
I
And they say
listen to
like, yeah,
nonsense.
babe, you're right. Yeah, babe, can't believe she did that. It's true, babe.
I can almost guarantee this video triggered probably about 90% of the Western women that actually watched this video. Mainly because they weren't actually listening to what she was saying. More or less, they got through the first sentence of, if my husband told me to do this, I'm gonna do it. They didn't probably finish the rest of the video, or their mind literally shut off when she said that. But in reality, what she's saying is authentic fact. This is the man that she chose to lead her in this life, right? She could have chosen any man, but the man that she chose to be with is the one that she chooses to follow, right? That's pretty much what the basis of it is in its essence, right? But you hear, if my man told me to sit down, I'm gonna sit down. If my man told me to wash this dish, I'm gonna wash this dish. If my man told me to do this or that, don't go out with my friends, I'm not gonna go out with my friends. You see, these are very, very, I would say, very minor requests from a guy in general. It's generally a minor request. But because it comes off as, oh, you're trying to control, you do this, that, and the other, nobody wants to hear it. Nobody wants to hear it. Oh, you're just his lapdog. But nobody knows what that man does for his wife. You understand? Nobody knows what that man does for his wife that makes her feel that way. You understand? We don't know behind the scenes, right? We don't know what he's done. And she said he does things for me. We don't know what those things are. But whatever it is, it's enough for her to say, I know that I chose the right man for me. Now, again, I understand, man, she's probably coming from a cultural background. I don't like to pretty much jump into things, but I can't tell you what culture it is specifically, but I want to say it's probably more or less a Middle Eastern culture. If I'm wrong, my bad. She could probably come from a Muslim community. If I'm wrong, my bad. But in reality, those types of relationships, if you think about it, I've heard that they last the longest. I don't know if divorce is allowed within the culture, but I do believe those relationships probably last the longest of all of them. Because in reality, you choose a man, you follow that man, you let him lead, you let him be who he needs to be in order to be what he needs to be for you. And it seems as though a lot of what he requests is not met with a lot of back talk. And it would probably surprise a whole bunch of young ladies to know that a man very rarely asks for a lot of shit. Now, you got a couple of guys out there. There's a few, okay? And I did come across a video of a young lady that was married and brought to the United States, and she's just a stay-at-home mom. That video did come across my feed. And yes, I understand there's a lot of guys that are probably, not a lot of guys, but there's a couple of guys that would probably marry a woman and mistreat her or whatever, because it could happen in any culture, anywhere in time, right? So don't think that it's not applicable to certain people when it's applicable to all. But for the most part, guys are simple. We make very simple requests, and as long as you can be our peace at home, you'll hear that a lot from a lot of guys. there's damn near nothing that a guy wouldn't do for the woman that is his piece at home, right? Now, if you're a booty call, if you're just, somebody extra, that relationship is probably more important than the wife relationship, because if a guy's going to you, chances are he's going to you because you are peace to him. You're something else for him that he needs in the moment. Otherwise, the wife ain't providing. But anyways, I'm not saying that you should go out there and cheat. I'm just saying that if that is the relationship you have, because some people have it, you got to understand what your role is in that relationship, right? But it makes me laugh that that when I read comments at the bottom, not particularly of this YouTube short, but comments about people who make comments like this. Oh, you're a pick me. Oh, you just want a man to pick you, even though she did get picked, if you want to know the truth. Oh, you're doing this for views, or you don't really believe that, or you just a slave, you're not a real woman, you're just somebody's slave and stuff. I mean, it's so much gaslighting that it's sad that a woman can't just choose a guy that they want to follow behind. I would hope that the relationship that I have with my wife, again, I'm not gonna sit there and make my wife wash all the dishes and shit. If I dirty the dish and she sleep, I'm not gonna wake her ass up and say, babe, can you wash this dish for me? You get it, right? That's not how it works in our relationship, but every relationship is different. He says, oh, babe, if you get up, wash this dish for me or something. That's what he said. If a man asked me to get up, wash the dish, I'll wash it. In reality, that would happen, but truth be told, that's not gonna happen 100% of the time, because if I'm in the kitchen and I'm doing some shit and I got the right to clean it, or I can clean it, guess what? I'm cleaning shit. So it's not as if it's probably happened 100% of the time. She just said, yo, if he makes a request, I'll do it. So it's not as if he's forcing her or telling her to do this. And you know what really strikes me the most about this video? How profoundly happy she seems to make the video, right? You could tell when somebody's faking it, right? I mean, I would think that over time you'll be able to tell when somebody's faking it. I don't believe she's faking it. I do believe she's actually genuinely happy to have the man that she has in her life. And because of that, she's willing to do whatever that man asks of her to do. How many of y'all can actually say that, right? How many of y'all can actually say that from the man's perspective? How many of you guys have a young lady in your corner like that? From the woman's perspective, how many of you can say that you have a relationship wherein it's equal balance to whatever you consider to be equal, and y'all able to ride and rock out like that? And there's probably not going to be too many, because we're so busy being guarded, we're so busy being, protecting ourselves and all of that stuff, that at the end of the day, you can see why a lot of relationships don't last. But anyway, I just had to get it off my chest, man. It's refreshing to see a young lady happy to do these things for her husband. And I do believe that that's what a lot of men are aspiring to have in their relationships if they're looking for anything long term. Somebody who's genuinely happy to be there. That's a rarity, right? But I'm not going to bore you anymore. I'm not going to talk you off anymore. Ladies and gentlemen, that's the video. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section, man. Let me know if you think, Doc, she faking it, bro. She ain't really that happy. You know what I'm saying? She a slave. I know somebody going to say that. Oh, she just this, that, and the other. But to me, it's just refreshing to see somebody genuinely happy to do these things for their husband. Because usually when they do these things, it comes with a price. Most young ladies, oh, you want me to do that? Shit, what you giving me? What do I get in return? You know what I'm saying? This is shit crazy, right? But that's another topic for another day. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please feel free to share, like, comment, and subscribe. This has been The Good Doc. Shout out to the IPA. If you haven't gotten your merch, description area below. Good Docs, Good Books, description area below. I'm on to the next one, man. Peace.